Hey, you've ever heard of the term woo-wee? It's basically, I don't know if that's the translation, but I just think of gentleness, the way of gentleness. I was thinking about that because the more I follow my path, the more I'm realizing that the crap that makes life hard is the crap that we let it get in our way. All that crap, whatever it is, whatever you hold on to, whatever you believes, is the only thing that holds us back. We're all powerful, and we've been thinking that we're powerless, and in that powerlessness we're creating bad stuff for ourselves, which makes us feel even more powerless. But we're powerful because we're making it happen. I laugh because, I'm in it too. I've done it. And the stuff that I've been able to materialize, from my fears and my shortcomings and my, the demons that basically plague, a mind like mine or like anybody's mind. It's there's like the extra stuff, the poop on the cake, stuff. It's like, oh, just look, beautiful cake, but it has poop on it. And that's just the stuff that other people added to us. It's the extra stuff. The stuff of the Caesar, like I said before. What is of God is of God, and it should be for God and to God. And what is of the Caesar should just go to the Caesar. Let them have their fun, whatever. They want to do that, they want to do that. But you should just kind of focus on your own peace, on that gentleness, because honestly, that's what it is. That light within you, is not only animating your whole human machine, but is processing your thoughts, gives you this cinematic outlook of your whole experience, of your thoughts, basically. And that's what I'm saying, that as powerful as you are, this stuff is playing in front of you, and we're not acknowledging it. Notice I said we, I'm including myself in it, because we're all experiencing it. And I am, I can tell you that I'm literally living my dreams, what I've always dreamed of. But it has come at a great cost when I consider it in materialistic terms. But in emotional terms, I've been able to shed away a lot of stuff that, again, the crap, getting in the way. But there's still a lot of it that basically what I'm saying is that affects your reality, and as we don't let go, we keep running into the same situations, and we start to think that it's a punishment. It's like, but God, I'm so good. Why are you doing this to me? It's like, God is kind of letting you know with everything again, because God is everywhere. Think about it. It's in every tetrahedron flying around us. It's what makes up our whole reality. Remember I'm just getting the thought right now. Remember the Spider-Man Way From Home, I think it is, or Coming Home. No, it's when he goes to France, Away From Home. Yeah, and You know those projectors that the Mysterio was using to create these realities? That's what I'm talking about. These tetrahedrons, they're those projectors. So they are creating your reality, the reality that you expect to see. So if there's stuff in the way, that's what you keep creating. So I don't, I'm not making fun of you. It's a minute. It's like I'm talking in the mirror. It's like looking into a mirror, only not. Remember that from Face Off? So the stuff that's getting in the way is what's messing us up, messing you up. So you gotta get rid of it. I always side with Dolores Cannon. I mean, I think she was beautiful the way she put things, and it's, you have to consider her research, because again, you have to remember, these are not just stories. This is research that she made that she had running for decades, and these are the stories or the data, that she gathered, and but she was saying, you have to get rid of all the crap, get rid of all of it, because it only weighs you down. And how I started the video, about Wu Wei, or the Way of Gentleness. I saw a leaf a few days ago. I saw a leaf fall from a tree, and I looked at, and it's just this, again, life is full of symbols and signs, because the moment I saw that leaf fall, I saw all this information that you have to let go. Just like the tree, there's a season for everything. There's a season for shedding, so you can flower again. Because think about it, yes, you're gonna shed everything, and it's gonna look like you're bare, and it's like you're gonna feel exposed. Think about that, just in one leaf. So you're gonna feel exposed, but then, like a phoenix, or like a tree in the spring, you're gonna flower again, and you're gonna be gorgeous. But you must let go for your experience to improve, for the cycles to complete. You know what I mean? I mean, life is so much richer than we have been told. Our history as sentient beings, as lights to the world, it's a lot richer than we have been told. We have been kept under I don't want to get into conspiratorial, but this isn't about that. It's more like just by keeping people in the dark and telling them a whole different story. We have all been really just creating the realities for ourselves that we have been instructed to create, when you think about it. I mean, and in my last video I mentioned, or maybe the one before that, I mentioned that what you think you are, you might be just a compilation of what other people told you were. Maybe you haven't examined who you really are. And the more you follow that call, that's what I mean, that your spirit is so big that it wants out, and it wants expression, because it's encoded with the purpose, and it's what's going to bring you fulfillment, it's what's going to make you happy, it's what's going to make your spirit shine with joy. It's basically, it's feeling liberated, it's feeling like it's shining free. You know what I mean? So if there's stuff in the way, it's not gonna happen. But therefore, you're not fulfilling your purpose, and you can feel it. Think about it again. Like I said in the last video, there's a lot of people that just, including myself, that just sit there and go, I can feel it. I know there's something very important I have to do. I just don't know what it is. Follow that call. Because you're going to find that what makes you happy is you fulfilling your purpose. What makes you happy is you finding out who you really are. Because again, if you're a compilation of what other people told you, because think about it, did anybody ask you who you were? Now, when people ask you, who are you? You say, well, I'm the son of, and you go through the lineage and what you've been through, just in this lifetime. But I'm trying to tell you that the angels and God are revealing who you are on a daily basis. And like I said before, there's signs and symbols that are showing you the way. These are breadcrumbs showing you the way home. Because again, that's how we get closer to the Father, by being in those happy states, in those joyful states, and fulfilling our purpose. I'm fulfilling my purpose right now with this silly video that I'm making, just talking into this lens, but I know there's gonna be people that are gonna resonate with this message, because again, it's a matter of truth ringing true, and because everything is vibration and we're all sitting in this sea of vibration, I'm sending the signals, you guys are capturing it, feels good, and again, this is how truth feels like, how the divine communicates, how our divinity is just so interlaced with each other. We're like this mesh of energy, basically, that it's what keeps the things going. Do you think it's kept by technology and things like that? No, that's what we're capable to do because of where we are, and not only in the stellar map, but in our spiritual journeys. What we are experiencing. It's never been felt before, because we're just arriving at this new stage where we're starting to realize that we're more than we have been told, that we're not just these meat puppets, just big victims of circumstances, and environment, that we actually have a major key to play in our own daily lives, in our own self-fulfillment. But not only that, in our purpose that we have, the contract that we have with the divine, that we're just going to do what is of our nature. Think about it. When I get people asking me, hey, what do you think I should do? Should I do this for a living or should I do that for a living? It's like, baby, you should know that. And maybe if you don't know, you should definitely, again, I always say, you have weigh it against the other. The one that makes you go like this, that's not it. The one that makes you go like that, yay, that's the one. See, as you keep following your, what is it called? Your joy, your bliss, you keep finding out that basically that's you. That it's every time you touch on those feelings, on that state of being, well, you're on the right track, basically. Again, you're gonna notice that although I speak about things that may be happening to you, I say them because it happened to me, that are currently or have happened to me. But essentially, our circumstances are going to be different. So that's why I always say you have to feel it. You have to feel it because it has to feel true. It has to feel right. And this is how you're going to tell. This is how you're going to follow your intuition. Think about it. Intuition, it's such a feminine thing, and sometimes stuff like that, little stuff like that, can get in the way. What do you mean intuitive? Chick. That's how I used to live my life. So I mean, there was plenty of stuff in the way, that was getting in the way of my spirit expressing itself. Again, I come from the school of, excuse me, because my stomach is rumbling. I come from the school of Bruce Lee, and the total expression, to liberate yourself, your energy. I mean, that made a lot of sense to me, and put it to you this way: when you're sparring with that kind of a sense of freedom, that, because think about it, as a Mexican, I grew up with this. What does a Mexican boxer do? Always go forward, right? And that's amazing. But sometimes you gotta be like the wind and just disappear when the trancazos start, when you start getting, the punches start raining. You have to leave pride out of the way, because again, it's the stuff that gets in the way. Just so you can act freely, so you can move freely. So when you see a punch, you're not thinking, "Wait a second, what does my pride say again?" Meanwhile, you're getting punched in the face. And that could be in life as well. While you analyzing if that fits within your beliefs, within your, life is passing you by, opportunities are passing you by, or, the opportunity for you to find fulfillment and purpose. I'm not saying, do what I'm doing, do what I'm saying, do as I do. That's an old, I don't even principle rule. What? It's an old belief. It's an old wives' tale. It's an old way to do things. You're gonna find that the new way, and the way that should have always been the way, is for you to always feel your way through life, like a fish, like a bat. Just receiving signals, sending out signals, receiving signals. My hair sometimes gets in my eye. But yeah, this whole freedom thing, again, it goes with that gentleness. Because again, as I saw that leaf fall off the tree, and it gave me all this symbology, this information about letting go, and the cycles, and your leaves have to, everything that you don't need has to fall off of you, so the new you, so you can reflower, basically. Same thing with, when you're fighting. When you're a fighter, you have to let go of all the stupid notions that make you, stop and think. You have to be free at the moment, so you can, oh my God, I thought I was going to drop something. You can move freely at the moment, Like, for instance, in that kind of situation, when I'm like totally cool and something, startles you. In fact, you're a lot quicker in tending to those situations, or to just kind of like flow from it to out of it, and then basically that you're not stuck either mentally, physically, or spiritually, emotionally. That's the bad one, where you're attached emotionally to certain things and you can't let go. Last night I saw the Mexican national team lost, man, and it's just like, man, can we just get this one right? I mean, don't get me started on all of that, but it's like the agony as a fan that you go through, and then and then they lose. Think about it. No, I'm not saying don't walk away from soccer, your passion, everything, but all the day I'm suffering, and then they end up losing, it's kind of like not worth it, So sometimes you have to protect yourself, your emotions. You have to protect your vibration. You don't want to just get into a funk because your team lost, and then all of a sudden you're seeing life in a horrible way again. That stuff matters, to your vibrational situation, because if you're the epicenter of your whole life, which you are, basically that your reality stems from you. If you're out of whack, think about what's going to happen to your reality. I mean, think about, because now we're at the stage where you have to consider this, because when you're in a bad mood and you're let's say in traffic, the worse you get, the worse traffic gets. And the worse traffic gets, the more desperate you get, and the worse it gets. And then you just feel like you just want to have a panic attack, or you just want to have, just just stop the car and just. Or like I used to think, I wish I had missiles on the side of my car to just blow everybody out of the way. So I almost, all this red light, started counting up for the microphone. Because all of a sudden I look like a Japanese girl laughing. So again, going back to that Wu Wei and self-expression, and you're gonna find that a lot of that softness, that femininity, that female way of saying, the yin to the yang, or vice versa, which I don't know which one it is, the yin and the yang, I don't know. But the point is that the feminine is always gonna interlock with the masculine. It's gonna make things flow so much better, and this is really how you get into a flow. Is the willingness to get into a relaxation mode, meaning into a feminine way. See, for centuries we've been told that the masculine way is the only way, and that's again the stuff that gets in the way. So even for women, they have to do things the way they've been taught, and it was the masculine way, so they're doing things that are, masculine oriented, and sometimes, it makes, as a girl, it makes you feel like, you're an alien. It's like, well, I don't know how to handle these things, but I'm expected to. It's like, we don't feel bad because, it's unnatural sometimes, these things, that they expect everybody to do, because again, it has been advertised as the only way that you handle things, and there isn't. I mean, there is plenty of evidence that other people saw life differently, like the Chinese, like the Hindu, the Japanese. I mean, have you ever seen that movie, The Last Samurai? Man, I love that sequence when the character that Tom Cruise, the Tom Cruise character is and they show the sequence of people making every single motion a celebration. Oh, that means being present. That they call it. See, it rings true to me and my spirit, probably because I had a lifetime somewhere in those countries, maybe. Especially in Japan, I just think it's so beautiful. Those intricacies, the seeking of peace, the samurai, but Yamamoto Musashi, in the way he wrote his ideas. Anyway, I'm getting off track and my video is getting really long, but think about that. Think about the soft way, incorporate into your life, or do whatever you want to do, really. I mean, that's why I always say think about it and feel about it, because this is something that you have to experience, or this is something that you may want to look into, incorporating, think about how God sees us. He sees us it sees us with the eyes of love. And if you decide you want to see how God sees, that's a good start. So, think about it. And feel about it. And I'm going to go eat something because my tummy is rumbling. See you later.